As we are taking a look at Jerry Palm's list, we are just popping bubbles here at HQ, looking at the last four in, first four out, according to our Jerry Palm. Penn State taking on Illinois in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan, among the last four in, faces Rutgers, which is the first four out. The rest of the schools here, Utah State, Oklahoma State, Arizona State, they can help their case in conference tournament action, and it's all going down today. Let's welcome in the man who has not stopped, Jerry Palm. Welcome back to HQ. Now, looking at the last four in, Penn State in action tonight against Illinois. Now, the Nittany Lions, they proved dominance against the Fighting Illini twice this season. What does Penn State need to prove tonight?
Well, they need to prove, I suppose, that that's not a fluke and try and beat Illinois a third time, which is not an easy task. You know, once you get, unless the matchup is just bad, which it could be. Jalen Pickett of Penn State is one of the best players in the Big Ten and really one of the best players in the country that probably doesn't get enough attention. But Penn State, if they can win against Illinois, I think they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. They might, even if they lose. But if they win, I think they go into the next round of the Big Ten tournament feeling a lot better about their chances.
It's always tough to get that third win after getting two during the season. Now, another team on the bubble, we have Utah State in a late-night matchup against New Mexico in the Mountain West. The Aggies fighting to remain in the tournament. You think they can get it done?
Well, maybe. Utah State has got one of the weirdest resumes. They only played 5 quad 1 games, and they only played 3 quad 4 games, and they're below 500 against each of those groups of teams. But most of their schedule is quad 2 and 3. They haven't been very good away from home against better teams. Of course, New Mexico was one of those better teams, and they hit a late season slump, and now they have to win the conference tournament to get in, but they're capable of it. So this is a tough game for Utah State, and it's probably a must-win game for Utah State because they have not done well against the better competition away from home.
It's all about getting hot at the right time. Now, from the last four in to the first four out, UNC in action tonight against Virginia. The Tar Heels, they got it done against Boston College, but facing a little bit of a tougher task tonight. What can we expect to see from North Carolina?
Well, they get to play Virginia. That's their one quad 1 win so far, was the home win over Virginia. So Virginia's probably going to be a little fired up to try and avenge that loss. And that's arguably the best team in the conference, even though they shared the league title. They didn't get the top seed in the tournament. But this would be North Carolina's best win if they get it because it's not at home. It's a neutral court. So this might be the kind of a win that puts North Carolina into the NCAA tournament. It's not guaranteed, but it's a big step in the right direction. And it's the best win that they can get prior to the championship game because whoever they would face in the next round will not be as highly rated as Virginia. So this is a big game for North Carolina.
Would be a huge win tonight. Now, another team on the bubble, OK State, coming off that 8-point win over Oklahoma in the first round, facing Texas tonight. So who do you think comes out on top in the Big 12?
Well, I mean, Texas has been one of the best teams in the country all season long, so it's a tall task for Oklahoma State. But if they want to make the NCAA tournament, they probably have to get this win. If they don't, they're only going to be about 3 games above 500 overall. They're not going to have a great record against the top, 2 or 3 quadrants. They have a quad 3 loss and 2 quad 2 losses, which is what separates them from, say, West Virginia, who is in roughly the same part of the conference standings, but only has 1 loss outside of quad 1. So Oklahoma State isn't really going to feel comfortable about making the NCAA tournament if they don't get this win today against Texas.
How about Arizona State? They're fighting to stay alive in the Pac-12. USC has beaten them twice this season. Do you think the Sun Devils, they can finally come out on top tonight?
I think they need to. I think it's going to be tough for Arizona State to make the NCAA tournament if they don't beat USC in this third attempt. And if they beat USC, which is also a bubble team, they don't necessarily get higher than USC in the pecking order because USC, in part, has 2 wins over them, so it'd still be 2-1. But it gets them closer. But the most important thing is it gets them another game, and that game would be Arizona, their arch rival, who they beat on a half-court shot not too long ago. So that gives them a chance to actually play their way in. But if they don't win tonight, they're not going to get that chance.
He is Jerry Palm. Jerry, get some rest in between all of these games. I know there's not really much time for that, but man, you are busy. We appreciate it all here on HQ. And we want you all to join our CBS Sports HQ Bracket Challenge to compete against all of us. Just a warning, we play fair, but we play tough. Look at that lineup there. You got to scan the QR code to sign up. Let's make this March Madness, one to remember.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.